4 forces: thrust, lift, drag, and weight. We'd like to talk about thrust, the first one. A propeller gives thrust by spinning in a circle and pulls the plane forward. Drag works against thrust. Anything that is sticking out of a plane creates drag. The wheels make a lot of drag. These bolts, any bolts make a lot of drag. The thermometer up there makes drag. The handle makes drag. The antennas make drag. Pretty much anything you can think of that sticks out makes drag. The most important force in a plane is wind. See the wing right here? It's big. It's a further distance on the top than the bottom because you see the bump? It's called the camber. The molecules are more spread out on the top, which creates less pressure on the top. So there's a thing called Bernoulli's principle. It was not about planes. It was about, he had a pipe and liquid, and it was fatter over here, then thinner, then fatter. What it did was the water went slower in the fatter part, then faster down the small part, and then slower again. That is how a plane wing works. The last force we'll be talking about is weight. You have to check the weight before you take any plane ride because you only can hold 2,040 pounds. You may think that's a lot, but to a plane it's not, because you have to add the whole plane, the fuel, and people with luggage. If you don't do that, you could crash or not take off. The fuel, you can hold 288 pounds with it's 6 pounds a gallon, which we can hold 48 gallons. Now we would like to tell you about the controls. There's the throttle, the yoke, and the pedals. The throttle, you push up, which we can't push up because it might flood the engine. Push up, the propeller goes faster than when you have it down. The yoke, once I turn it this way, we would turn. The way we turn is that thing, that aileron. The air bounces off of the aileron, which creates the wind to go down. Then we turn. But when I do it to the other side, like this, the other one is up. So that bounces off that wing and makes it turn the opposite way. The yoke also allows us to climb and descend. By pulling it back, we climb. By pushing it forward, we descend. Climb, descend. Climb, descend. Climb, descend. Climb, descend. The last thing we have are the pedals. You move them left and right to make us go like this, which is called yaw. There also on the pedals are the brakes and the steering when you're on the ground. Okay, so I'll push them left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Also, it controls the steering in the front, which is the wheel right there. Left, right, left, right, left, right. The most important part of any flight is the test. First, we'll go in here and get the fuel suck. We'll be using this thing. First, we go inside the plane and check the flaps first. much the same thing. Make sure there's no cracks in the joints right here. Check under the wings. Make sure there's nothing bad. So the next thing we go to is the fuel. There are 3 places to do the fuel. Here, and the other way, over there. What we're checking for is any like dirt, any, especially bubbles, which would be water. This is the fuel tester, and this right here, this thing right here is a fuel sump. We will use this to test the fuel, which in the cap up here, right here, that we will check later, that we'll put this back in at later. The cap, it could get water in it maybe, or something when it rains. So what we do is we test it like this. You just push up, get a little bit of fuel, look for any water bubbles or anything like that. Doesn't look like there's any water bubbles, so this is the cap I was talking about. Water could get through here somehow, but with a rainstorm, but looks fine, so we just put it back in. And then we gotta look down it to make sure we got good fuel, and looks pretty good. Yeah, more than half, probably a lot more than we need. And then we will check the flame, make sure nothing's bad on it. No bumps or anything, or nobody crashed into it while we were gone, something like that. Because if someone crashes, we might not be able to take off, and we might hit the trees over there. So we gotta make sure. And then next thing we do, tires. I check tires. Make sure they're good. Just look at anything in here, make sure it's perfect. And before we used to have caps on them, which made it more aerodynamic, but we had to take them off. And then we gotta check the brakes. Brakes, make sure they're good. And that's good. So, we'll check the oil next. So we're going in a circle. Yep, good. About 8 quarts, so it's a pretty good amount.